Answer writing is something that we've always feared, and as RBI aspirants, it's a necessity, and yet a lot of students keep delaying it, keep postponing it, keep putting it under the carpet, thinking and believing and hoping कि इसकी ज़रूरत शायद कभी नहीं पड़ेगी. But that is not the case, and now is the right time. We are almost done with March. We still have about 6-7 months to go, but this is the amount of time that you get where you can ace your answer writing. You can learn how to actually do answer writing, practice it enough number of times to be able to ace it. How do I exactly do it? That is the objective of this session. Let me first give you an example to help you understand what are the good things and bad things about answer writing and how you can actually ace it. Now, in answer writing, I hope you must have seen that movie by called as The Founder. It is on the story of McDonald's. Now, in that movie, the owner Ray Kroc is a smart person, but he has been a failure in life. He's failed probably hundreds of times before he stumbles upon the idea of McDonald's. He sees two brothers running McDonald's as a single store, and he has this crazy idea that I can create thousands and tens of thousands of stores out of this, because they are able to create a burger in just minutes, 1 minute, 2 minutes. So it's a fast food idea which had not existed before McDonald's. Now this guy Ray Kroc is smart enough to understand the vision around it, and then he goes out and creates it. First, he feels that hard work is going to take him through, but then he soon realizes through certain mentors and through some feedbacks that only hard work is not going to get him through. He needs hard work, and along with that, he needs smart work as well. He needs to combine these two things. Only then will he be able to create an empire around it. Now, a lot of people might say McDonald's is not a good idea because McDonald's is a fast food chain which is not healthy, etc., etc. But nonetheless, it has been a very successful company, one of the companies which started the entire idea of fast food chains in the entire world. Now he was able to achieve that through smart work along with hard work, and when he was doing only hard work, he was facing failures again in creating a fast food chain around McDonald's. That is what brings us to answer writing as well. When we look at answer writing from afar, and when we try to start or execute answer writing, we think of only hard work, and when we do that, automatically we start failing. When we start failing, then we automatically stop putting in the hard work and we go into our own cocoons once again. But if you are able to look at answer writing as a combination of hard work and smart work, you will automatically start seeing it from a different perspective. When you do that, and when you start executing upon your ideas, upon your plan, automatically you will start seeing some growth. You will start seeing some good results. That is what I am here for today. Today I want me to take you through a journey of how to implement answer writing through a combination of hard work and smart work, and not only hard work. If you're able to combine these two, automatically you will see a lot of change in how you prepare. You will see a lot of change in how you write answers. You will see a lot of change in your results of answer writing as well. Your answers will get better, and you will feel that I have not even put that much hard work. How am I able to achieve this? Let me take you through that journey one by one, slowly and steadily. There are only three major points that I want us to discuss, and I want you to limit your answer writing journey to these 3 points only. Let's not complicate it too much. What are these 3 points? Number one, what is the right time to begin answer writing? Why is this question so important? It is so important because a lot of us, in fact majority of us, will get burnt out or will burn out if we do too much of answer writing, and we don't want to do that. We don't want to get burnt out through too much of answer writing. Therefore, the optimum level of answer writing is required. If we do too little, then automatically the result is not enough, and our answers will not be not good enough. We will see that our answers are not good enough. So these are the two extremes that a lot of students face. Either they start too late, because of which their answers are not too good, or they start too early, because of which they get burnt out, and when the exam actually happens, they feel that they've not practiced enough, or they've left their practice. They practiced too much and then they left their practice. The second question that you all have to be concerned about is how to write. What is the right technique to start and to implement, execute answer writing? Technique is very important. This is where the smart work comes in. If you know the right technique, automatically with less effort, you will be able to achieve more. That is the objective. That is how you can clear this examination or any other examination wherein answer writing is involved. And the third major point that is important, especially now to discuss, to understand, is how to check. Without checking, you will not improve. Even though you might be following a good technique, the perfect technique, there is always scope for improvement. But how will you improve? Only when you are able to check your answers, critically analyze your answers, understand where are you going wrong in your answer writing. If you don't know that, you will keep doing the same thing again and again, and you know that the same thing that you're doing is wrong. So your outcome will also be imperfect, your outcome will also be insufficient. So let's talk about all these three one by one. Let's start with the right time to begin. What is the right time to begin answer writing? Now, it is very important to understand not to start immediately with your answer writing as you begin your prep. If you are an aspirant starting your RBI journey, NABARD journey right now, then this is not the right time for you to begin with answer writing. So the question then arises is, what is the right time to begin with answer writing? If you are done, and when you are done with a minimum of 50% of your syllabus, here I am referring to phase 2 syllabus. If and when you're done with 50%, a minimum of 50% of your syllabus of phase 2 of any one subject, you can begin answer writing for that subject. There is another thing that we need to understand, and this is where a lot of students go wrong, and students go wrong because they don't know what has been asked in the examination in the past. So along with covering or having covered 50% of your syllabus, that is when you can begin with your answer writing. It's also important to cover previous year papers to specially understand how the questions have been asked. How are questions framed? Are they direct or indirect? Are they too specific or too general? Do we have too many questions in one question, or one question has only one question being asked? In UPSC civil services, we see one question has like 3-4 questions. Is it the same in RBI exam or not? What are the technicalities? Are there enough keywords in the question or not? Are they asking more from current affairs, more from the syllabus? All that kind of understanding you will generate only through previous year papers. Now there is a previous year paper book, the latest one. It is available on Amazon. It was just kept here, so I thought I'll tell you about this as well. For both phase 1 and phase 2, you can take this as well. As I have always been saying, previous year paper is the Bible. Previous year papers are going to save your ass from flunking in the examination. So make sure, along with having covered the syllabus, you're also covering previous year papers, both objective as well as answer writing, thoroughly. When you do that, you will automatically see a change in your orientation towards the exam. So this is point number 2. Point number 3, which is the most important here and which goes to the center of this question, when to begin, the right time. A question attached with that, or an answer attached with that, is once you have begun, then you cannot stop. If you have started answer writing, then you can't stop. If you stop, you will come back to square one automatically within days. You don't want to be in that situation where you've spent months on practicing answer writing, and just because you took a break of a month or 15 days, you now feel that you come back to square one. You don't want that. All your hard work will go in vain. Therefore, it is very important that once you've started your journey of answer writing, you continue. And how is that possible? What can be the way that I can make that possible? A maximum of 6 months is the time period that I think is good enough, is optimum enough to take you from 0 to 100 in answer writing, to take yourself from being a novice in answer writing to being an expert in answer writing, knowing how to write, what not to write, so that the examiner has to give you good marks. 6 months is good enough. Therefore, start with answer writing once you have a little idea as to when the exam is expected to happen, because RBI and NABARD exams are unpredictable exams. We don't know when are they going to happen. Therefore, it's important to start well ahead in time, but also not too fast. If you start too fast, if you start too soon, then also you might flunk or you might lose out, because your energy will automatically, some or the other time, your energy will end, and then you will feel that I can't write anymore. That is why, keeping that in mind, I have recently started with answer writing for my enrolled students as well, keeping this only in mind. Now that we have started, I know that I am not going to stop answer writing for the next 6 months till the time the examination happens. So that is something that you need to keep in mind, that the right time is when you know that you start and you don't stop. Number one, the right time is when you've covered at least 50% of your syllabus. Number two, the right time is when you have already covered previous year papers and you know the technicalities of the questions asked, the good things and the bad things about the questions asked. If you're able to solve these three things, then you have solved the first dilemma, which is when to begin, what is the right time to begin. The second question, let's come to the second one, is how to write. The right technique to write and the wrong techniques to write automatically will be covered through this only. The first and the most important point where majority of the students are going wrong is writing only once a week. Please do not write every day. You will either burn out or you will start writing for your, as a hobby. You will start writing for your refreshment and not for the examination. If you want to write for the examination, it is only possible if you write once a week. But when you're writing once a week, there is a certain way that you need to follow to be able to write effectively and to generate something out of it. Let's say there are two students. Student A, let's say Shah Rukh Khan, is smarter, and student B, let's say Akshay Kumar, is a little less smart. Now Shah Rukh Khan says, I'm going to write only once a week, but when I write, I will spend 2 hours on writing and another 3 hours on going through that write-up and seeing where have I made mistakes. Akshay Kumar, on the other hand, is more consistent with his prep, and he feels that writing is like working out, exactly like working out. If I don't work out every day, I will not grow. Similarly, if I don't write every day, I will not grow. But instead of writing for 2 hours and then checking the same for 3 hours, let me write for 15 minutes or half an hour, 30 minutes of writing, 30 minutes of checking. He goes and does that. Who will succeed or who will have more improvement? Shah Rukh Khan here will have more improvement, given that both of them are doing exactly the same thing, everything else is just a difference in how they are writing. Shah Rukh Khan will see more improvement here. Why will he see more improvement? Simply because he's following a better way of writing. He's writing for 2 hours or 1.5 hours, which is the need of the exam, and then he's checking all the questions for the next 2-3 hours. On the other hand, Akshay Kumar, even though he's making an effort by writing 30 minutes every day, it's not enough because he's leaving out a lot of intricacies involved in writing answers. This is a mistake that a lot of students are also making even right now. They're writing too much, they're writing too many times, but they're not writing enough. What is the need of the exam? Write for 1.5 hours. If you're not doing that in your practice, you are bound to be less effective than other students out there. What can you do? You can follow, and you need to follow triple R technique. What does it stand for? Number one, read 5 days a week. No need to read 7 days a week, 6 days a week, or 3 days a week. Read for 5 days a week. Revise at least 1 day every week. Spend time on revising whatever you have read. Even though you might have read less, make sure that you're revising whatever it is you have read. And then write 1 day every week. 1 day every week has to be dedicated to writing. Now, writing, as I said, will start only when you're done with 50% of your syllabus, not before that. If you're not doing writing, you're only reading and revising. And then you add writing once you're done with 50% of your syllabus, the minimum part. Okay. Other things that you need to keep in mind in following the right techniques of writing is, number one, write online only. Do not write on paper because the exam is online. एग्जाम आप कोई भी, लेट्स से आपको क्रिकेट कंपटीशन है, बट वो क्रिकेट कंपटीशन लॉर्ड्स में नहीं है, वो सिडनी में है, वेयर द ग्राउंड्स आर वेरी बिग and you're practicing, let's say in the nets only, and you're not practicing in big grounds, what will happen? आप कुछ नहीं होगा तो कैच आउट हो जाओगे. क्यों? बिकॉज द ग्राउंड इज टू बिग एंड यू नॉट यूज टू इट. You used to smaller grounds, you practiced on smaller grounds. It's the same. Exam online है, आप offline लिखते रहोगे. If you go and when you go and write in an online paper, you will not be able to do it. So you have to practice online only. Okay. Write full paper as I said in 90 minutes and give yourself 4 questions and write 4 answers only. Do not write 3, do not write 2, do not write 1, do not write 6, write only 4 because that is the need of the exam. Give yourself 90 minutes. Follow IBC framework very strictly. If you do not follow IBC framework, I will explain what is IBC framework. If you don't follow it, you're again doing writing, but the technique is wrong. So the technique includes triple R, number 1. The technique includes writing an entire paper, number 2. The technique includes following IBC framework. What is this IBC framework? It's very simple, no complication, no fancy thing. Introduction, body and conclusion. Very strictly stick with this structure of intro, body, conclusion. Introduction should have any one of these two. What of the keyword? If let's say the question is explain financial inclusion, then financial inclusion is the keyword. So what is financial inclusion and the relevance of financial inclusion? Any one of these two can be in the introduction. In the body, the theme of the question. Let's say the question says, what has India gained from financial inclusion? So advantages of financial inclusion, basically they're asking. So there you answer what are the major advantages of financial inclusion for India. And number 3, conclusion, where you either summarize or you give a way forward. Summarize means you summarize the advantages again. Way forward means how can financial inclusion help us even further in the future? What can financial inclusion do in the future for India as a country, for our national development, for our economic growth, for our development of our people, reducing inequality, raising the quality of standard of people. All those things can be summarized here through a way forward. It's very simple. IBC, triple R, and giving yourself 90 minutes, making sure that you're writing an entire paper. You're not writing less, you're not writing more. Once you do that, you have found the right technique of writing. Now arises the third question, how to check or how to improve. Let's say, sir, I'm writing once a week, I'm writing an entire paper. I've also started at the right time, I'm following the right methods of prep, of writing, I'm doing everything correct, but I don't know how to improve. I'm stuck at the same level. I'm not improving in my skills of answer writing. What am I doing wrong? Let's talk about that. There are 3 things to be checked here and they're very simple and they're going to be combined with the technique. Concept, facts, arguments. CFA हम बना सकते हैं, एक डिग्री होती है CFA, प्रोफेशनल डिग्री. The same can be applied here. Concepts, facts, arguments. By arguments I mean points. When I gave you the example of financial inclusion, I said, what are the major contributions of financial inclusion? What does it mean? Advantages of financial inclusion for India. When you start giving out all the advantages, those are the points that you are creating. First advantage, reducing inequality. Second advantage, formal financial gain to the poor people. Third major advantage, less cash being used in the system and therefore either less money laundering or more taxation. Both the things can happen. Various other advantages. So those are my arguments, those are my points. Arguments and points are the same thing. The first thing is concept. What is financial inclusion? Understanding that and expressing that. That is the concept. And then facts, very important. What are the schemes on financial inclusion? How has India improved in financial inclusion? UPI, one of the major contributors to financial inclusion. What are the numbers on UPI? What are the numbers on PM Jan Dhan Yojana? These are all facts. These 3 things, when they are combined together, they complete an answer. So when you are checking, the question was, how do I improve? How do you improve? By checking whether your answer includes these 3 things or not. If your answer includes these 3 things, automatically you know that you are improving. If your answer does not include any one of these 3, or even if it includes, if it is not good enough, you know that you're not improving or there is something wrong with your answer. Now, how to do this checking? मुझे पता लग गया, मुझे check क्या करना है? What to check I know, but how to check this? Very simple. There are two methods that you can follow. Either you can simply use sample answers which are given by your mentor, your coaching institute to you, or secondly, you can use ChatGPT as well. Now, I do this all the time now, even when I'm studying something new, even when I'm checking something, even when I'm sitting with my students and evaluating their answers, I show them ChatGPT and I tell them, let's check with ChatGPT. It's a personal mentor that all of us have. Even I have a personal mentor now who can guide me 24/7 whenever I need him. So why not use that? So use ChatGPT, start talking with ChatGPT regularly. What do? You ask ChatGPT to look for mistakes and problems in your answer. So ask ChatGPT, okay, this is my answer. Please first create a sample answer. It creates a sample answer. Then you ask him or ask ChatGPT, which is an it, what are the mistakes in my answer? Can you compare your sample with my answer? It will give you the problems. Okay, after that, what are the good points in my answer? It will give you the good points in your answer. What are the gaps left in my answer? How can I improve my answer further? It will give you certain points. That is how you can spend 2-3 hours on checking where do you stand in your answer writing. That is even more important than actually writing itself. Because if you're writing and if you're not checking your answers, you will not improve. So these are the three things that can complete your answer writing journey and that can actually help you. And nobody can guarantee anything, but I can tell you with certainty that it is helping a lot of my students, especially the enrolled ones who I sit with every week, and we are actually doing these three things only again and again and again. And I can see a lot of changes in the way they are writing, in how mature their writing has become, in how rationally or objectively they are able to now analyze their answers. The kind of questions that they're asking me after the evaluation is done, all those things are improving. So start making this change in your journey of your preparation. Be more smart. Don't try to be over smart, but combine hard work and smart work, and that is when you will actually see results coming your way. Okay, that is all from my side for this session. If you have any doubts, pen it down in the comment section below. If you want me to talk about something specific, pen it down in the comment section below. If I feel that this is something that I can talk about for everyone, I will make a video on the same as well. Keep studying hard. All the best. Bye bye. Jai Hind.